Hi there, I'm Simon Mannering and I'm here at South by Southwest with my good friend here, Derrick Ashong, who's got some incredible music and albums out there, a new album which we should talk about.
Absolutely, we just dropped an album to radio called Take Back the Mic. It debuted in the top 100 on the Jazz Week World Chart and just last week debuted in the top 10 on the Nationwide Jam Bands chart.
But the reason Derrick and I got to know each other is that he's doing a lot of meaningful work in the social change space. And most recently, he's doing some fantastic work with the OWN network. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I'm actually working directly with Harpo now.
Right.
And basically, we launched a show on Oprah Radio called the Derrick Ashong Experience. And that show looks at how a new generation, and by generation we're not just talking about age, we really mean by a way of thinking.
Right.
Our new generation looks at life, art, society, technology, pop culture, politics, business, the whole nine. And we're really trying to create an intelligent dialogue where we're not coming in with a particular ideological perspective,
right,
but we're encouraging people to talk and learn together. And it's been an absolute blast.
So Harpo's really taking this challenge on. I mean, what are the major obstacles that they're encountering? Is it just a mindset that's outdated? Is there any specifics you can tell us?
Well, I think talk radio as a whole is characterized by this hardcore ideological perspectives. People are very, very extreme in their views, and they use that extremity to get listeners.
Right.
But because of that, my generation is completely non-interested in talk radio. No, we don't tune in. And what we're saying
everything's polarized to make it sensationalist.
Exactly, and it's like you want me to call in to reinforce what you already think.
Yeah.
And so we take a different approach to it. And always people, ask me well, how do you approach it? I'm like, well, I approach it as an artist. That's what I am. So
right.
I'm not a journalist. A journalist, reports what's happening, and then you have commentators, and they basically opine. They give their opinion about what's happening, and hopefully they try to get people to reinforce it.
Right.
I'm an artist. And artists interpret what's happening in the world,
right,
and we reframe it and we put it back out to people. And we're always seeking truth. So through my show, my goal is to pursue the truth, not as an expert, but as an open mind, and to bring it and put it back out to people and see what they think.
See, that's so interesting. Everybody's looking for the angle. When there's not really an angle, there's an openness that they need. I mean,
exactly.
If you were talking to somebody who is launching a new brand or has a long-standing brand and they want to reach out to the youth market, firstly, I mean, we hear time and time again that people should start by listening. Would you agree? And if so, then
Absolutely.
what?
Well, I mean, the first thing is listen, but what you want to do is, you see, before people wouldn't listen, you throw stuff out there and you hope that this sticks on the wall.
Right.
This is how we think we're going to develop this brand, and hopefully it works.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, well, let's listen to what people have got to say. But what you've got to do is integrate the listening and the doing.
Right.
So, for example, your customers should be a part of the creation of your product.
Exactly right.
They should be continually involved and invested in touching it, because no one is going to care more about having a great product than the customer.
I mean, you look at the threadless model, which is an obvious example. They actually sort of crowdsource their t-shirts before they put them out there. But think about it. I mean, this is the premise of marketing, of commerce outright, which is that you're going to sell products that people want. If for some reason brands are sort of reluctant to engage consumers in their conversation because they're either afraid that their voice is going to be drowned out, or they're going to have to change long-established habits.
Absolutely, and what happens is, before it was more difficult to get that direct consumer feedback and build that relationship. Right. It's much easier now, but people have created their models based upon the way things were. So now there's a certain fear of well, what if they don't like it, and what if, they say something bad about my product, and we've done all this work to build a brand. Here's the thing. If people say something bad about your product, and you change it to address their concerns, that's a massive PR marketing coup.
Yeah, you're going to have a brand champion overnight.
Exactly, because those people are not going to they're not only going to say, yo, we like this, but we're like, yo, we like it, and they listen to us. We're a part of this.
Exactly.
And that connection, that interaction and relationship is what's truly valuable in this day and age.
And that's like never let a good crisis go to waste. When you have a brand, when a brand fail moment, admit that you've done something wrong, change it up, and then those people who found themselves that they've been listened to will then broadcast with just as much energy your great response as they did with your fail.
Exactly.
And brands should really, really embrace that. Now, and through the lens of music, do you find reaching an audience is sort of a little bit easier through the universal language of music? And how do those two come together in terms of what you're trying to achieve?
Great question. So I absolutely agree. And the thing is, music, it's funny. It's kind of like a gateway drug. Right. It opens the doors to everything else. It opens the doors to everything in life. And you can use it for good things or bad things. But music is something that is a bed. It underpins whatever else is going on in your world. So I look at music from, I really take this Bob Marley quote to heart when he said that you know, one good thing about music, when it hits, you feel no pain.
Right.
So we use music as a way to open the dialogue. We use creativity as a way to draw people in.
They're disarmed because they get in touch with their common humanity, at which point you actually talk to them.
Exactly, and that's, you hit it on the head. Yeah. Now once they're together, once they're open, we can actually have a conversation.
No, that's absolutely right. And so if people firstly wanted to follow you on Twitter, what's your Twitter handle?
If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's twitter.com/Ashong. If you want to check me out musically, you can see me at facebook.com/soulfege, SOULFEGE. If you want to hear the show, check out facebook.com/Derrick Ashong Experience. Ashong is ASHONG. And of course, you could just go to oprahradio.com and find all of those links in one.
And you know, we're really lucky to have a chance to talk to Derrick, and also he's doing some really meaningful work with Harpo. And also, if you just want to get up and move and sweat and dance on tables, this is the man to listen to.
I'll make it happen.